welcome to the Hammer Park podcast. The machine did not take us down today, Cody.
Nope.
Congratulations.
I am the master, not machine. Will not be defeated today.
Players.
Not only one, but we had two sound issues and video issues, but we're back up. Cody, your headset looks great, though. I got to say.
Yeah, this thing is swanky. The instructions suck.
Yeah.
It's very good.
One switch threw your whole night off.
I got this OnlyFans light. There we go.
Oh, there we go. You only pans.
Yep. Only paints.
What's up, guys, in the chat? So we had a pretty fun weekend, actually. The boys got together this past Saturday over at Rogue State. So we had some fun at the RTT. Of course, our local sweats all showed up, all of us. And we had a good time. I think we did pretty well, actually. I did decent, I feel like. Cody, how was guard this weekend?
It was fun. It was definitely fun. No complaints there. It was adjusting to a new list, not playing Bullgrins, trying something else out for teams. But it performed how I needed to. A couple mistakes in a few games, especially round two. Made a big mistake not to push when I should have pushed. And being a little sedentary with it cost me that one. But it's all good. You live and learn. No losses, only learns.
Yeah, the learning to when to push and when not to be passive and active, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing with guard, too, I feel like. Luke, how was your weekend? Last weekend with CK, I hear?
Yeah, and I learned the same lesson as Cody. It turns out if you half send, it's when you're supposed to full send, it's bad.
Yeah.
I had just learned this, but if you make more mistakes in a game of Warhammer, you are in fact less likely to win that game.
To win said game, yes, I can see
even
that.
if you're playing against someone at their first tournament, but that happens sometimes.
Yeah, I had I'm glad I had a nice kind of round one.
All right, to all 400 watchers, I'll be right back.
Oh gosh,
No showing feet pics for free, Cody.
Yeah, right. She can't figure out which side the dog ear is. My round one was pretty fun though. I don't know about you, Luke. I had Will, brand new. He was first time. What is Cody doing right now?
No one knows.
Anyway, I played Will round one. We had a blast. It was Will's first RTT. So
what was Will playing again? I forgot.
Salamanders, and it was very well put together army. He had
painted, right? Was that
well painted? Yeah, well painted.
Wait,
very cool.
There were two Salamanders players.
Did we really have two?
I think so, unless I'm literally hallucinating, because Dan, the guy who played Demons, he played against a Salamanders player also round one.
Oh, unless he got paired down, maybe.
No, it was round one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we both had to set up the tables.
Yeah,
but
this guy had
signups.
He had a saxophone Space Marine player, which is pretty cool, on his Land Raider charging in. So
played Noise Marines, which I respect.
Yeah, yeah. So it was fun though. First RTT though, so mostly it was going over, some things, intent, and what he wanted to do. Very casual game. We had fun. I got the W there. My round two though was a whole different story. I played Lou and the manager from. I forget where they're from exactly, but Lou was a very good player.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought you meant Lewis, and I was.
No. Oh, Cody's coming with a pink towel. Stand by.
We're gonna get demonetized so hard.
Do you not have shorts on?
No.
I just worked 14 hours in the trenches. I got straight home and ripped the dungarees.
Oh man. Anyway, we're on round two, Cody. Where I played Lou, manager, as we like to call him. Warhammer's biggest hype man. What a great combo of people. Lou did bring the Necrons.
Lou's he's the player. Jason's the hype man.
Jason's that's right.
I thought Jason's not a player, but Jason will hype Lou up to know.
He is the best player manager I've ever seen in my life.
It was fun. He told me, he's like, you must beat him. I was like, all right, man. Like, I'll try my best. And Lou's a great player. We that whole Satan list is cracked. That was my first time actually taking a crack at it with my list.
That was nuts.
Yeah, playing sisters. Luckily, I had a lot of bodies. I had like 70 something sisters.
Shoosh.
So I was able to kind of like flood the board. I killed the Deceiver on round 2, and I killed another Satan on round 3. And then pretty much at that point, I was like, if I just stand here and score objectives, I'll probably win or tie the game. And we tied. So it was 10-10. I was actually pretty stoked on that. First time actually going into it and learning the play styles. I think if I went into it again, I play a little differently, but I would definitely be the aggressor. He got turn 1, and that really helped him out. I feel like that whole like void dragon coming in and just like standing there, and then the Silent King. There's also hidden supplies too, so like the middle split. So
Right.
he didn't really have to go anywhere, which was like I was like, man, but he has bottom turn. I have top here, and I was like, this guy's just gonna just farm, these points, and yeah, but it went well though.
Am I
So
wrong? Because it looked like at the end of the game, or very near to the end of the game, like he still had like most of his army.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he had like 2 Zatan left, and that whole like he had a weird tech piece. He had like this like warrior brick or some kind of brick of like I don't know 15 guys or 10 guys with a mancer or whatever regenerating. I just kind of like let them do their thing. Turns out they can kill a whole Sackerson squad. So that was cool. So I was like, oh, cool. Learned that lesson. And I checked that box and I was like, never do that again. And then, yeah, so cool game, 10-10. And then we went right to time. Round 3, I rolled right into, got to play our own Frank. Frank was, Dirt Sheets Frank, I think we call him. Great dude. We had a blast. He played Death Watch, and he, in fact, did not kill the whole Sackerson blob. And then he was punished for not killing that second Sackerson blob.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, another game that went to time, though. Really weird. I ended up winning that one, so I went 2-0-1, which is kind of like what I always do. I feel like at these events with sisters, and I think I ended up in fourth.
Or clean sheets.
Yeah, ended up in 4th place, so it was fun. But I felt like new for me is playing a whole game of Warhammer to 3 hours or 2.5 hours at RTTs. But that was weird. Like playing to time for me is unheard of for me, honestly. I'm usually done in like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I'm going to get a smoothie or like go take a nap in my truck. And this was definitely a newer list for me, so picking up 60 dice for Arcos to whack you is definitely a time consuming thing, I found out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Dom. Yeah, Dom's in here right now. Speaking of,
he did better than all of us.
Yeah, Dom, how's that new character doing for you?
I don't think he got to take him.
Congrats, Dom. You did take the first at Brooklyn, so congrats down there.
Yeah,
Luke, how was your round 1, 2, 3 over at the RTT?
It was a great time for sure. I can't say that I have the same sensation of going to time every game with Chaos Knights. That's not really real. My opponents sometimes will go to time because they keep throwing dice at me, and I die or I don't. And as I had mentioned earlier, I tend to play in kind of a different way where I don't always just like send it. In fact, that's something I very rarely do with Chaos Knights. And that's probably wrong in many situations, as I learned in round 3 against my young opponent. But both of my first 2 opponents were people that I play at what appears to be every RTT now. And actually, to be fair, so is my 3rd round opponent. I think I've played him at least the last 2 RTTs, maybe more. But I played against who was it? William, round 1, who plays Emperor's Children, and of course, again, we played at last RTT. And he is a really great guy, but he's still learning some of the newer nuances of the game. And it does not help that I have played more games of Emperor's Children than he has.
Oh no.
But that is the less concerning thing about the matchup of Emperor's Children into Chaos Knights, because Emperor's Children are really good at being like, we have this strength 5 gun and we have this like strength 11 gun and like all this like good medium strength stuff. And it was like, well, what if I don't know, was toughness 11 or T9 on like, literally my whole army, and then Beast of Nurgle still also T9 just for no reason. Like literally everything in his army, like when he activates a full Noise Marine squad, could kill a Beast of Nurgle, could not.
I hate those.
Probably doesn't kill a Baby Knight, and so like he just has a really tough time with it because everything that I look at that is Marine shaped, which is most of his army, got to spoiler, and like. It's a tough time because he had Fulgrin actually, and he also took, I think it was a regular Keeper of Secrets, where he was doing Carnival, which is a really cool list.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
Yeah.
The problem is that it's really difficult to play well, and it's a high skill floor. Like, if you are a experienced enough player with that list, you can do a lot of really interesting things and crazy things, to be honest. Not, again, so much in the Chaos Knights, but just generally speaking.
Yep.
But, he's newer to the game. He's still learning some stuff. So I had kind of a similar experience to your round one, Chris, where it was like, I was helping him, learn some stuff and, helping him remember some of the stuff his army could do. So he was a great opponent, really graceful. But that game was not a good pairing for him. But again, he was really cool about it. And he appreciated, learning the stuff that he learned.
Yeah. It's always nice when you can get a
For sure.
honestly.
Yeah. And round two, I played against my other RTT regular, apparently now, Richard, who plays Cults. He's played a couple different things, but that's what he's on right now.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He's not nearly as new as my round one opponent was. He knows what he's doing. I don't know how long he's been playing Genestealer Cult for. I think he's gone back and forth a bit, but he had really cool theme on his army with the like hiding in the bush. He had all those like the fauna and such.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was playing hosts, so it was just endless dudes, and then they come back. Endless dudes, and then they come back.
Yeah.
And it came down to this really crucial turn where he sent his bikes forward and just absolutely full smoked a Baby Knight, just like gone. Like he blinked. He blinked and it was gone. And so his bikes are just hanging there, and you'd be like, "Oh no, you lose your bikes." And he's like, "No, we don't lose these bikes. They're coming straight back, and we got more points where those came from." And so he puts the little tokens down, right? And what was interesting is he puts them sort of like outside his natural expansion, and then like right outside his ruin. We were playing layout 1, and I'm moving up to shoot his army because he had exposed a fair bit.
Yeah.
On that turn. Sorry, that was the first turn, and then on the second turn he exposed a fair bit, and then on my second he like double rapids in with his tokens. And so he starts putting down his bikes, and I'm like, wait a second, why are you putting your bikes right there? And he's like, well, because that's where my token is. And I said, okay, so like where you're putting them, that like the 3 Gatling despoilers that I walked up, I'm like, can't I just see them? And he's like, yeah.
Line of sight with
And I
Chaos
was like,
Knights.
well, how far away from your token can you be? Like, can't you just like deploy your guys outside of line of sight? He's like, no, I have to be wholly within 3 of the token or something like that with the bike squad.
Yep.
I was like, oh yeah, so there's no way.
Bad times.
There's just it really was, because it was especially tragic because I think he had exposed 2 of the big bricks, the big 20 mans, and so I was gearing up to shoot those, and then again just a wild bike squad appeared. Another wild bike squad appeared, and I didn't run out of damage. I had enough to kill all of the things.
Oh my gosh.
And then he got really unlucky too, where he waited until the next turn for another respawn. Not a respawn, a squad that needed to come in, and so then he had to do that, and he couldn't spend, or something like he couldn't bring his respawn points down because of like the timing of when he chose to use them. So I think he just sort of big brained himself in that one, where like he was ready to do a thing, and I don't really understand the army super well, so I'm not sure what the play was, but it went very, very bad for him. And he said, he was like, I was curious what this would look like in a team's environment. And he said, I thought it wasn't that great. And he's like, that sort of confirmed my suspicion that it wasn't.
Don't they have the bombs though? GSC? Don't they have the satchel charges?
They have some things.
Yeah.
But, I think that GSC is a difficult army to play well. I think it's an easy army to say, I understand what they do damage-wise, and then I'm just going to take it on the chin. And with the amount of OC they have, because apparently those 20 are 2 OC each. And I'm like,
yeah, it's like 40,
that's
44 OC.
I thought I was cool with 10 OC on this objective. Sorry, I'm not. No, I had 19 OC on one objective.
You still can't do anything.
Don't care. But anyway, yeah. So like, I think there are definitely some matchups where they'll just be there and you can't really kill them effectively because they can go to ground. They can have the invul, a little bit of a cover save. And getting through all that many bodies needs a lot of bullets. But what do you know? I came with
double Gatling,
triple. I had
triple.
I had 3 double Gatling despoilers. So I had the bullets. So So yeah, that did not end his way. I think it would have definitely been closer than it was. I don't know, maybe flipping, but I don't think it's a great matchup for him, but not as bad as the scoreline showed for sure.
Yeah, I could imagine.
And then
I was-
in round 3, I ran into a player playing his first 40K tournament ever.
Yes, you guys played at the table next to me, so that was kind of nice. We
Exactly.
get to hang out.
Yeah, so that was great. Great guy, much younger than his beard would indicate.
14-year-old.
Tops.
Tops.
And he was playing Sisters, so that's what all the new players play, because it's an easy army to play.
Easy to pick up.
Exactly. Like, hard to make mistakes with that army with the ability to just choose dice rolls and such.
Yeah.
But no, he played it well. And he actually put Vol off the table. So
yeah, smart.
I was like, okay, I should probably pressure a bit, but I didn't really realize that until like halfway through my second turn's movement phase.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in deployment that I realized that either. So I didn't push hard enough, and then I just got giga punished.
I think
if
falls off
relatively close, but yeah, it was not.
If falls off the table, you can push. If Vol's not on the table, then like when me and you played, I had Vol on the table.
Yeah.
And then I just was able to like, hey, I think keeping Vol on the table helps the pressure with Chaos Knights to make you stay back a little bit because you respect it. And then if you keep Vol off, it's a gamble, but man, is it fun when she comes in.
That was actually what I told Jack after the game. I said this was an interesting setup because all the stars kind of had to align where you got Vol off the table.
You do. You literally have to.
And it mattered that he went second.
Yep.
Because otherwise, I only get one phase, and it's hard to like line up pressure,
Yeah, especially layout 1, being able to hide up on that ruin in the middle, like the small little one in the ruin. Like you can just pop in there with Vol and not be shot. It's just like a Vol.
Oh yeah, there's lots of ways. I mean, obviously you can't when you stay off the board either. So that was another weird thing that like I'm not used to. I'm used to people doing exactly what you did.
Yep.
And I didn't think about like how if I go second, like how different that is.
Yeah.
Or sorry,
you
have
go
first, and he has to go second. Like,
one of those play patterns you recognize early on, and then you're like, oh.
Well, yeah, and like now I know that. I'm like, oh, I see that happen literally in deployment, different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think about that.
That's what RTTs are for, though. I mean, learning lessons on the table at that point. I mean, this isn't counting against anything. So yeah, cool. So you had a good run too, though. Super solid. And last round with CK, are you excited to be onto new things?
Oh my gosh. Listen.
We Luke, we appreciate you.
And I appreciate you guys. I'll say this. It was more bullets than I ever wanted to play in my life, for sure. And there's something about the simplicity of it, but like I've told a couple people that I just really missed being able to feel like I'm the one dictating
what's going on
pace of the game, other than just saying, here's army, either I die or you die, right?
Yeah.
CK can always do that. But like, it feels like everyone else gets to make your decisions for you. Like, where can you land? Well, you can put a model there if you want to. And like anyone can, but it just feels so much more impactful when you're doing it to a quarter of someone's army.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, you can go this far, but not there and not there. And then I can dictate those sight lines and such. And like, just, they can go through walls, but like, did you know that if you put a model on the other side of the wall just far enough that my base can't fit and be out of combat, I actually can't go through the wall.
Can't go through the wall.
And did you know that, like, I can touch the wall, but if you put a model like right in front of the wall where I want to touch the wall, I can't touch the wall.
Right.
Like, you're sacrificing your army to like, or parts of your army anyway, to like prevent those tricks. But it was just like every time I walked against an opponent who I thought was as good as me or better than me, I was like,
they know the tricks.
This is not just they know the tricks, but I was like, this is tough because they get to make the decisions and I get to either stat check them or react to it.
Yeah.
And, to be fair, CK are not a bad army at stat checking people in any way, shape, or form.
That's for sure.
Especially in a team's context. You can just say, like, don't play against the bad things and someone else gets to be sad. Especially if it's another CK Knights player, turns out. But, like...
Playing CK, though, you're never out of it, though. I mean, I went... Last
you can always
BFS,
score
I
well.
played, I played CK 3 times last time. And you fail a couple of charges. Next thing you know, CK is really touching you bad. So it's a fast game to lose. That's for sure.
It's a game of break points. And realistically, that's the other thing that like everyone I think takes for granted is like, oh, on average, this knight should die. But like, what if it didn't?
Yeah.
What if it didn't? Like, that would be like really bad.
You should play 20 Sacrosanct. It's pretty fun to watch people scramble. The best is when they. So it happens a lot to me, right? I've been playing.
I know why you're saying that.
For like a year and a half.
Myself doing it.
Yeah, it's like, what else do I have to shoot that can probably kill these little T3 models? And then they look around and they're like, "Oh man, I'm out of guns."
Yeah.
And guess who's back? 4 more girls next turn. 3 more girls next turn. It's just like, yeah, I feel that. But
yeah, today we learned Chris is a Necrons player at heart.
Yeah, basically.
That's my favorite interaction with the Bullgrin, because they didn't really get a lot of play until the points came back down. Like in the beginning when they were 180, then they went to 220 for a few slates, and then like I went to a GT up in Oswego, and the guy's like, "Oh, what are these?" I was like, "Oh, they're Bullgrin." I explained the whole data sheet, and they're like, "Yeah, sure." Shoots a whole Tau army into it, and there's like 3 left. He's like, "What the fuck is that data sheet?" I was like, "Yep, here they come." Now they're pissed.
That's how I feel like when Frank activated twice into the same Sacrosanct blob, and he did kill them. Like he rightfully so, he killed them, but it was like half of his army. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, I have 40 Arcos coming to come touch those girls. So Cody, how was your RTT though?
It was good. Round 1, I played. I was running Militarum, of course, Grizzled, of course. A lot of Scion bombs. I think the Scions were the MVP all weekend. They overperform. Round 1, I played into Death Guard. He was running actually the Terminator detachment, where every round, anything that's being afflicted, I have to take not a leadership check, but I roll 2d6, and if it's under 6, I take mortals. So like that would have been annoying, except I had everything I was taking mortals on was like 15 to 20 plus man infantry blobs that just revived anyway. So it wasn't too bad. The first game was good. He's a newer player for sure, but it's just max bricks of Death Trial Terminators with the characters. Wow. They came in, the classic, they drop 6 inches, fail, re-roll, charge twice, understanding there, and Scions turn them to ash, and then in the middle board.
Why does every Death Guard player that I know, like I remember when Dan played them, that happened to him. Alec, it's happened to him many times. Like,
yeah. It's just the curse of like, here's a really good rule, but dice are shit.
Yeah.
And then like we had he had 1 blob with Typhus come down with the shrouds, and they cleaned right through a blob of my Krieg and Cadians. But then I was teching out that Nork blob. You put Nork with 10 Scions for the devastating reroll wounds.
Ooh.
So because they get it in melee too. So a lot of people think it's just for shooting, but now Nork has devastating wounds on his melee. So it's like he's in the combat and you're just fishing for dev. So him and Typhus went at it, and Nork definitely took his head that one. So the game 1 was good. It ended 18-2. Round 2, I played into Jack. He was on Sisters, trying something different. That was a good game. I won the dice roll to go first, which is really bad for Sisters. So I was able to push up and stage really well. And turn 2 should have been my go turn to really send everything in. But I was like, he still has the Vol brick in his home base. I'm going to wait 1 more turn and just try and pick up some stuff. And that waiting that extra turn was really pivotal after we talked it out after. He was like, man, I really thought you were just going to shove everything in and force me back. But you wait an extra turn, and Sisters, you got to really get on their ass early, because if you just let them start slicing your army, they are really effective at every turn, picking up 1 to 2 really important units for you. And then once they get that advantage over you, it's really hard to come back in Sisters. So Jack ended up taking game 2. Nice. Game 3, I went into Ultramarines.
Ooh, how was that?
that was a game for the record books. So turn 1, I did all my scouts. I generously left a Chimera out. He won the dice roll to go first. He brought his Repulsor Executioner up. The 2 heavy las shots went into the Chimera. With cover, I'm saving on 6s. I rolled 2 boxcars, and he's like, that's it, we're done. I was like, yeah, that was lucky. That was lucky.
Oh man,
he definitely did. So then turn 2-1, we did some trading, and then I didn't expect him to not pop my Chimeras turn 1. He didn't expect to not pop my Chimeras turn 1. So I
Wow.
think he was a little generous with pushing up the Wardens of Ultramar up. So
Yep.
I was able to just shove the Chimeras and Kashyyykin up there and pick them. I didn't pick the whole squad up. I think I left 2 of them left, but that was enough to really just take them out of the game. And then on my turn 3, I dropped the Scion squad down. And just the 3 Melta guys from the squad shot, and they picked up the Repulsor Executioner. It was devastating.
What?
So when I dropped them down, I popped the strat for lethal hits. Yeah. So out of the 3 Melta shots, 2 were 6s. Those became lethals and sustain. And then
yep.
out of the 3 more I hit 2 5s for the damage because they
Wow.
also get the rerolls built in. So it was just the Meltas alone picked up the Executioner, and yeah, it was rough. He brought in his Vitrix guard. They had the deep strike from Ventress.
Yep.
They came down and just like the Shroud Terminators whiffed their charge. That was only a 6-inch, missed both with the rerolls, and then the game was over from that point on. It was good learning the list. GW decided, like, I was just praying they'd leave the Scions alone in the slate. They jacked up the Rogel Dorns again. So now, like, my commander's 290. So it makes my list weird because my list is really tuned, but it's 10 points over. So
yeah.
I can't just drop 1 unit out of the list because then it leaves me like 45 extra points. And it's like, what am I going to put in for that, And then so I got to mess around with it a bit. I mean, the list alone is like 30 models away from just playing recon, but I'm not going to have
at this point
the time or physical or mental will to learn and rep and
Yeah.
play recon for teams in April. So I got something I'm checking out now. I'm going to try a list. I signed up for a TTS league for a teams thing just to force myself to get some more reps in as well this month. So I got a list curated. I'm going to try it out, see what works, what doesn't. Then got another backup list, but it's good. We got the Bullgrins back in, but I don't know who wrote the data slate. It's like they had 20 minutes left before they had to leave the office and submit the list. And they're like,
they were like 2 most important things. And everything else, whatever.
They're like, everyone gets small point nerfs. All right, Ultramarines are oppressive. They get point nerfs across the board. The LT combi finally went up after 3 years. I think they stopped printing the boxes, so they gave him points. And then, but it's funny because Marnius goes to Legends, and the point difference between the 2 Marniuses just cover up the additional points you got from everything else that went up in the list. So really didn't change at all.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Necrons. 10 points across the board. No sheet changes except we'll make Silent King not be able to give buffs to the Satans. Call it a day.
I mean, I'll pull it up here for our viewers. You can see too.
Once again, feel like somebody thought that they had to make some changes so they wouldn't get fined.
Yeah. Just like,
so
I mean,
they were like, well, we should change something about every army, right?
I woke up and this is what I saw, right? I'm like, cool. I don't need to unpack my bag still. Just like, all done.
I think you've been playing the same list minus 1 or 2 models for probably the last year and a half.
Dude, it's been great. I mean, and my MVP stuff. Actually, no, I forgot to tell you this, but the RTT, I was really impressed with the Celestine Ascendants or whatever they're called. They all have like dev wounds on their guns, and they have like field out pain against mortals. They have a 5-up invul, 3-up save. I was just like so impressed to have like a little unit that just like went out and killed infiltrators, killed scouts,
right,
and just like did stuff like that. So that was cool. But yeah, sisters didn't get touched, so super awesome.
Favorite part from
Custodes got, I think, touched by just guard, right? Custody guard.
Yeah, I think Folger's list from Pyro only went up like 80 points. I mean, that's an easy correction.
Yeah, I
mean, too hurtful there. I mean,
I
they
think
really
models.
I think that the Imperial the Inquisitor went up also, I believe, right?
I just know the most devastating change from the slate was I was praying for them to nerf this guy, but Azerman really needed to get nerfed. I totally agree with that one.
Jim cannot stop catching strays.
I was just like, submit the list. Wait, nerf. Hit Azerman.
Was Azerman that big of a problem with the 5 Dire Avengers coming out of a Falcon?
Yes. No, he was in June of last year.
Yeah, say like a year and a half ago, maybe.
Old wounds.
The Wraithlord went down. I mean, Yunari isn't a thing anymore, so you don't really need that anymore. But yeah, I mean,
that was a nice compensatory buff. It's not going to do anything.
Scroll past
it was
that.
Nice for people who
I don't want to see that.
I feel like a lot of guys in our chat were pretty upset about this Rogel Dorn thing.
They're just every death slate, they're just trying to price it back out to the point where it's like, do I just go back to the battle tanks at this point? You know, like
Hey, look,
290 for the
you got
commanders.
options. That's a nice thing.
Yeah, that is what's good with
Yeah.
the guard codex. It's so freaking deep, and
It's
I don't
so
even think
deep. It's
I
so
don't even
much
think we're
stuff.
in the water of the iceberg yet for how far guard can go in terms of building lists and what they could do for teams.
Oh
they have a
man.
lot of options, and like I will say, this is a good moment when you look at a balanced data slate, or sorry, when you look at a specific change in the slate, like the Dorns, and you're like, I'm not sure if they're more compelling than the Rogel Dorn, or sorry, than the Leman Russ or not, right? That's good. Now, whether those are both compelling choices in the meta or compared to other armies is a different question, but at least they did something for internal balance.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was nice.
it just
I-
I
And
almost
guard
want to
definitely
just
should have been touched in some way. I think everyone was pretty clear on them being one of the top 3 armies in the game.
Yeah, I think
So,
Grizzle's third, honestly.
Taking
I think.
something down a notch
Yeah.
really was for the best.
yeah.
Could they have done a better job of like tuning it in the right places? Yeah, probably. But
Yeah.
again, that's what happens when you farm this out to the internal.
I
balance
like you
break.
guys said, it's like a last minute quiz. They just like wrote some answers down and left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just glad they left the Scions alone. I almost just want to take the tanks out and go full infantry because the Scions, since I've been playing them since the beginning, when Grizzled came out for Christmas, they've overperformed out of every data sheet I've played in Guard.
Oh
They have
yeah.
just been
Wait,
brutal.
even the horses?
Oh yeah. Well, the
Oh,
horses were great when I had the wound reroll. They did.
Yeah, the wood
They
roll,
did terrible things in
Yeah,
the
they
list
were-
I had with them. They were overperforming.
the
But
Melta.
the Scions and Grizzle, I think they're better than they were in Bridgehead when Bridgehead was at its peak. Just the advantages they
Great
can get.
words.
Also, too, like any
Bridgehead.
rule you need for them is, oh, here's a strat for it. Nah, that might have been a lie. Bridgehead was really oppressive.
Yeah, Bridgehead
But-
was bad. Anyway, Black Templar's got a Crusader 10 points, which is cool, I guess. I mean,
Hell yeah.
So, yeah,
I'm
Frank
sure
will think
Olivier
about
is
playing
super
them
happy.
again.
Yeah, Olivier and Frank are the only
Anthony
two
will spray
people.
bottle him, and then he won't. So
Astrath got 10 points down, I guess.
Well
What does he even-
deserved.
he wasn't really seen.
Okay.
He.
Oh, yeah,
what
that's right.
he
You like that,
does
Blitz. You
is
like
kind
Blood
of a
Angels.
weird thing for the army, and his character data sheet is actually pretty good.
Doesn't he give
Uh,
everything devs on the charge, or is it just him?
I believe is the whole squad, but
Oh, wow. Okay.
like he's a good character. It's just Blood Angels are so spoiled for good characters.
Oh,
Like when
dude,
you
yeah.
look at, I think Jack's like
Characters.
Angelic Inheritors list, he had like 7 characters. And to be fair, like that's what that list type archetype wants to do. But you could like make a strong case for a lot of Blood Angels characters. And it's not so much that Astrath is the worst, he's just like 6th best or 7th best. And you're like, well, am I really taking 7 characters? I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh no, he is pretty gnarly though. He gives the whole unit a 4-up fight on death, and then it is the whole unit he gives dev wounds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which again,
Interesting.
think about that and how amazing that sounds, especially for a largely combat-based army, right? And then you're like, yeah, but like these other 4 characters do like
Already
other
have
more compelling
all
things.
us. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
crazy to say.
Yeah.
Good for Blood Angels. I think
Yeah, I'm
they've
happy.
always been in a great spot, and they have just been waiting for the Cetan overlords to go die, because boy,
Hey, maybe for an
they
Astrath.
not kill Cetans.
You got Astrath down 10 points, man. You can hit some dev wounds on the.
That's a game changer. I think that's going to
you
break
really
the
can.
edition.
You really can. There is no,
That's a
there is
game changer.
nothing except for, and people have done an exhaustive amount of math on this. It's actually not that exhaustive, but a lot of math
Yep.
on like what could Blood Angels bring with a character plus maxed out squad to how reliably could they kill a C10 with, right? And
Yeah.
all of the expected damage outputs after the Fiona Pains are like 11 and below.
Yeah.
So like, are you getting to 16? Maybe like once every 5 times if you're lucky. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Mhm.
reliable. And then there's like the Van Vets with like a specific character, and you're like,
Yes.
with that squad and that squad alone, your expected output is 15 and change. And you're like, so more than half the time, or just about half the time, this falls flat on its face. Got it. That sounds great. Let's not do that.
I've been touched bad by that squad, that Van Vet squad by Innis, but
You know, it's a great squad. It's just like is not built for killing Cetan. Who would have thought? And the fact that that's like the best chance they have at killing a Cetan really just shows you that they are damage to the army.
Yep.
And -1 damage just says
Nope.
get cut in half.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Uh,
As I learned from
it is sad.
Bullgrins, the -1 damage it's definitely a game changer into a lot of math. Just
Yeah.
like, when triple Redemptor spam was a thing with Space Marines, that's just a -1 damage is
you
so
guys
hard
need
to
me to
get
play Deathly Knights again, or is that what you guys saying you miss me?
I mean, you can if you want.
If you're going the Dark Angel way, that list that Charles played at that tournament, that
I
GP,
remember at Green Dice, yeah.
all the speeders in there, that was a pretty gnarly list.
Yeah. Reminds me of Ravenwing back in like 9th edition. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll go on the Chaos Demons here. Karos got touched, load of change. So the 5-bird list probably. What do you do? You
still
change
largely A-okay. It was actually really funny because Dan, the guy who played Chaos Demons at the RTT, who, by the way, shout out to him, did wind up taking that home.
On the whole thing, yeah.
Turns out if you roll some 4-ups, anything is possible, and he is not a bad player. He plays all these armies where it's 4-up the army. So, I guess he just really knows 4-up math. But, he does a good job of putting pressure on people, and the list that he took, which was just like, I joked with him. I was like, he showed up to an Age of Sigmar event and, forgot that this wasn't 40K because it was Be'lakor, Scarbrand, triple Bloodthirster, Great Unclean One with the 5-up Feel No Pain. And I think he had enough points for like maybe a Plague Bearer squad.
And I think it was the Plague Bearers.
Yeah, so it's not bad. It's not a bad pressure list, especially with Be'lakor's aura. Do some 6-inch deep strikes.
Not for nothing, it's pretty good in Necrons because that damage doesn't care about the -1 damage. It's like, oh, -1 damage. All right, now it's D6 +1.
And if you're not on the board, not getting shot.
It's just small numbers, right? So like when you do the math on like how many hits and wounds you're likely to get through, it's like, oh, okay, not as many as I was hoping for. And like you could, like 2 Bloodthirsters or like a Scarbrand on a day that he gets extremely angry, like could do a thing. It's just like, what if your guy like slightly spikes 4-up invulns, which is the whole story of Ctans. But no, he's the kind of guy who he'll roll 3 6-inch charges and doesn't even have a reroll. He'll keep one in the pocket just in case, but like doesn't have one. He has no need for it. So we joked about that. I know I had asked Alec after the game. I said, Alec, be honest, did he roll like a stupid amount of 4-up invulns? And Alec was like, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And Dan's standing right there, and Dan's like, no, that felt average to me. I'm like, I know, that's why you are like this, because you think that is average.
Put it all on red and run away, right?
Hey, you know what? The man rolled his 4-ups, and no one can say he didn't.
Yeah.
And so I'm real happy for him because he doesn't get out to play as much.
It's awesome.
Good on him coming down in and taking down a pretty competitive RTT, all things considered.
Yeah, I would say so. CK didn't get any touch, so that's good, at least a little bit.
They didn't need it.
CSM got nothing, right?
The Renegade Vendetta enhancement went down 25 points, which is good. And I think one of the bigger ones was in the actual slate itself was Renegade Marauders.
Okay.
They made the change
Renegade
there.
Warband,
Warband. They can't take Colts units anymore. So the whole triple noise Marine blobs, those are gone now.
Ooh.
So all CSM data sheets. But me personally, and I think I hear a lot of people say it too, is the Huron detachment's probably a little better than Marauder.
Yeah, they'll say you're probably just playing
especially
that now,
right? That you can't get the noise Marines in there. Like that's a big deal because you were really appreciating the fact that they weren't giving up packs.
Yep.
Having the full hit rerolls and a +1 to wound, like turns out like a noise Marine squad can do a lot with that.
And you can still give them +1 AP, so now it's AP3, ignore cover.
Dude, every single strat in that detachment, you just look at and you're like, so if I spend 5 CP on this noise Marine unit, what can't it do? Nothing, turns out.
It's gonna build you a house after you're done.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. They couched it as fluff, and who knows if it was a fluff or a balance change, because they're not like supposed to be there because they're the undivided chaos detachment or whatever. Who knows?
This whole slate was fluff anyway. So Dark Angels didn't get touched. Death Guard, the Demon Prince with wings got 15 points. So
that's what they needed.
Cool.
They're trying to make you take them. You're not going to, but they're trying real hard.
They just need you to sell some extra models on AOS. So Death Watch didn't get touched, which is fine. In a very good spot, I feel like.
Surprising though, truthfully. Like I don't know what
Really?
you do with Death Watch. Well, here's the thing. I don't know
They're
what you
good,
do
man.
with Death Watch. That was my point. Yes, they are. So I don't know what you would do to try and bring them down a little bit, but
Just
I
go
was
to
surprised that they didn't try because
to bring them down. You
I
just go
challenge
to
someone
events
to name
that
5 armies that are better than Death Watch.
Yeah.
I think for them, really, the biggest nerf is you just go to events that don't have second floors. Death Watch will love plunging fire.
Yes,
They do, but I've seen
UKTC,
so many
they're
events
really
that
good.
They're not going to get that, and they're still a good army.
Very good army. It's always
they're very dynamic.
The first 2 rounds, anytime you play Death Watch, you're just like, am I going to survive? And then like you're like, oh, I survived, and then like, okay, over the hump, and you move on. But
Yeah.
Jakari with some cool new models. Let's see, Homunculus got down, Scourges, and Scourges are never bad. Oh, with the shard carbines.
Those are the trashy ones, but they probably should have been a little cheaper because monkeys.
Yeah, I mean Jakari always a good. I mean, look at people play him. EC, the Terminator. That's what they needed.
Yeah.
Those things are so bad. Do you know what Chaos Terminators do?
I do.
You can re-roll the charge after you shoot something. Let me shoot you with my strength 4 bolters real quick, not kill anything, and then watch me re-roll my charge.
It's like the regular CSM Terminators with the Huron are pretty nice because you just take all the combi bolters on them and start fishing for the devs.
Yes, see, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
But like, why would you? I mean, you should be able to kill them in close combat anyway. But
right.
Flawless Blades went down. I don't really see too many of those anymore. I'm not an EC fanatic, but
I wish they got more play or did a little more. I think they're such a great sculpt and they look really cool painted up on the table, but
they are cool on the table, honestly. Tormentors, those are not the infractors are the ones that are annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean they got 10 points for 10, which I don't really see too many of those. I see usually
5
ants,
right?
Ants.
Yeah, usually 5 in a rhino with noise wings or something else.
Yeah. GSC got nothing, rightfully so. I think they're still good. Grey Knights, my poor brothers. The Terminator squad went down.
Don't see much play anyway.
Yeah,
it's like this whole edition they're really trying to push to get people to take Terminators, and I just think they haven't figured out how to make the data sheet yet.
Look how many boxes they built with Terminators this year. It's like there's the Dark Angel one came out. They had like 10 in there. It was just so much.
I think it was 2 Battle Forces ago. Space Marines got the Crucifix box or something. There's like 15 of the new Terminators in there.
Yep.
That was a good one. It's just, I don't know, maybe in 11th edition they'll do a little more.
The Inquisitor, this is Draxus got touched. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Paying for the sins of Custodes, right?
Yeah.
She used to be Interact, thank God. That's gone now. Let's see. Imperial Knights, they got a little help. Errant, the Gallant, and the Helverin.
Yeah.
You don't really see too many of those, I'd say.
Right.
I mean, obviously they're still good. I mean, I think Jones just went like 5-1, right? Over Cherokee with them.
Yeah, they're still definitely a really strong army. My personal opinion, I feel like they fell out of top cut a lot just because every list now is teching to take out that big Catan, or they have a lot of heavy firepower in there to try and deal with Satans and other heavy stuffs, or the Tiznich list with the 4 birds. So it's like they caught the side grade of shit, usual normal armies I could pair into. I don't have to worry about like a heavy anti-Titan weaponry. Now it's like,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Votan got a new model, which is cool.
Yep.
Came at a little bit too much of a price.
I was
right.
Yeah, 110. I was really thinking he'd be under 100, but
so I mean, Votan not getting any change is good, I guess. Then the big change here that shook the whole entire slate. So
10 points up across the board. Silent King, he's not buffing them anymore, so they lose their hit and wound rerolls of 1, which that's pretty good. But I saw a lot of lists now are sort of moving away from Silent King and just taking more Catans and trash. And then in Pantheon of Woe, I think total is 35 each went up. I think there were 10 each raw, and then the enhancements all went up. I believe it was 25. Well, we'll see when we scroll down.
Yeah, here, I'll scroll down for you. Yeah, man, it's a lot of points. Holy wow.
Yeah.
15, 15, 15, 15, all the way across the board.
25 total. So yeah, I think the meme is true. You just take out that solo Locust Destroyer.
Oh, that's the best. I love that. Anthony sent that meme with the yeah, that was great. Oh, let me change my list. It was just remove one model. some screening model, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
And we're getting to the real winner of the slate.
Yeah, here we are. Orcs.
Not close.
Oh, Orcs. You're almost there. Orcs didn't get touched. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, man. Dude, the hero of 10th edition. Let's be honest.
Yeah, truly a box art character.
Dude,
from beginning to end.
This guy has scored me more points across games than any other model that I own. Like, I can guarantee that.
Yeah, well, it's like every time they went to go nerf him, he just reactive moved away and stayed at 70
points. I heard someone say, like, he finally, I think it was some on the stat check that one, they say, like, he finally got in loan op range. like, it was just so good. I forget someone said that, but I think it was a stat check, guys. But yeah, that was just like the perfect thing for that. This guy is in every Space Marine list. Like,
every list will not
change.
Yeah, you will start with him, and you build the rest of your list. I don't care who else you have. Like, he is so good. He just, and anytime I play a Space Marine player, I'm like, oh, man, I play Space Marines too. Like, I know. He's like, oh, I'm going to put this LT combi over here. I'm like, yeah, and he'll be there the entire game for, I don't know why, but he'll be there. So yeah, no, I'm glad. I mean, not really, actually. I didn't think he really needed it, honestly, but 15 points. I guess he finally caught something a little bit.
Yeah.
The Redemptor Dreadnought, that feels a little targeted towards some Death Watch players Space Marine players that we've seen. Repulsed Executioner, yeah, I see that. It's a great tank.
Yeah.
I mean, who was it that was taking that list? Was it maybe Innis or something?
Yeah, he won the UKTC.
He won some random super major with it, and it was just like,
some
all the greatest hits.
Yeah, it was like all the three things, I think. So, yeah, I mean, the Wardens are super good, but they deserve a little bit of a nerf, honestly, I believe.
Yeah.
Disappointed they didn't reduce the price on Victrix.
Oh.
Every slate so far since they've come out.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't touch that at all. Wow.
Yeah.
Space Marines did it pretty well. The Howlin' Boys didn't get touched, which I don't know.
I probably could have used some love.
I'm gonna say they could have seen something, but then again,
in addition to it being a lazy slate, you couldn't even like pick a thing.
But like
just give them like a little bit of reduction.
You give these furries here a little bit of a room, and they start running away. Like these guys will just show up with all these Thunderwolf cavalry. Like, oh, this is back. Like this is a thing. Like,
definitely don't miss that.
Yeah, I don't miss that at all, honestly. Here we go, Cody. You're right. The Tau. Yeah, Tau definitely.
They didn't have significant point changes.
Slate by far.
Like the stealth going back down is great. Yeah,
160.
160 for a unit that does it all is like ludicrous.
I heard people saying at 200 it was auto include.
Yeah,
they were like, I hope it's 200.
Yeah,
I
just can't believe the army. If you look back to the beginning slates, the army is overperforming than what Tau did in the beginning. Riptide's got an insane glow up, and they're still 35 points cheaper than when they were considered bad. Which is just like, I get the power vacuums and decisions of the meta and everything else, but the triple Riptide is awesome, especially in Monka. That Ion Blaster again.
Oh, Ion Blaster, dude.
Yeah,
like I don't miss you playing Tau ever. Ever. Do you miss playing Tau? I bet you do right now.
No. I had a good conversation about it with Dom outside of the chat too. I was like, the amount of reps and the years I stayed on Tau, I just don't think I could ever play the army again.
Yeah, it's definitely
the burnout is real. But the Twin Lances are super appealing, especially at 160. Turn one, they're going 18 inches with Scout. They can do all the shooting. If you touch them in melee, they don't care. They got their unrestricted reactive move. The retro thrusters is an incredible data sheet ability. So at the end of any fight phase, they're moving 6. And then if they're in engagement, they're falling back 6. They don't care. And then
people were taking Renegade Raiders specifically for that because of how versatile it is on a unit that also can do combat.
Yeah. Because that's what's great with the Twin Lance. It's like, oh, you survived my overwhelming shooting. All right, now I'm going to charge you. And that same exact shooting is all my melee profiles.
Yeah. Like, this is kind of nuts, honestly.
Yeah, and they could just go off and wreak havoc. They don't need to be guided. They self-guide themselves. As long as they're shooting the closest thing, they're ignoring cover. They natively hit on twos, which is, I think that's the first Tau data sheet ever to just hit on twos without any buffs. They are an awesome data sheet, especially at
Lance, not the hit
160.
on threes, Lance.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's got the new model effect, right? It comes out, it's shiny, it's really good.
You know,
Yeah.
people always say that, and then like,
Oh, come on.
immediately
You don't
after
believe that?
no, so
Yeah, because
I
like
was
the
gonna
Twin Lands got a lot of praise, but they're just this close to being better than the Tyranid with the Lash Whip. They're almost better.
Oh yeah, exactly. Did we not just see the Tyranid Prime come out? And for the mere cost of 2 Tyranid Primes, you too could have the Twin Lance and 10 points back in your list.
I saw someone
Like, I
post
know
on Twitter.
one of the 2 Lances is exactly the same goodness as a Tyranid Prime.
Oh, man, that's too bad.
So, like, they're not trying to sell that model, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny too. I saw a comparison on Twitter. Is the Tyranid with the Lash Whip, his Rending Claw is just called a Rending Claw, and it's stronger than the Norn Emissary's overwhelming Rending Claw, which is like twice the size, a massive dash sheet, does less damage than the freaking little guy.
Oh, man.
I really don't think GW looks at a model and says the rules have to be good on release.
Yeah.
I think they have the same level of incompetence across new releases and old releases, except they don't care about modernizing old releases. I say that with all the love in the world to my buddy who plays Tactical Marines to this day.
Oof.
They will never be good. GW will never care to make them relevant with a Boyance balance.
I've got like
they're going to get legends, or functionally they are already.
I got
legends.
like 40 of them in a box somewhere downstairs.
But the newer models that are still sitting on the shelves, they care to balance those at minimum.
Yeah, exactly.
But for every release that is Victrix Guard and the Twin Lance, there's the Tyranid Prime staring right at you, man.
Oh yeah.
I think
Right
a lot
at
of it is just they're more compartmentalized in the military, and then also I think a lot of their core writers and teams that work on the game, I think they're full sail on 11th edition right now, trying to get that hammered out.
Oh, I can imagine, man.
Hopefully, the rumor at Adepticon we're supposed to see the big reveal. I hope it's true, but
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely be exciting
for
to
the
see.
edition?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Tyranids got nothing. World
Reveal.
Eaters. Forge Fiend.
I mean, what are you talking
Forge
about?
Fiend.
They got the best
Cool,
new
cool, cool.
character in the game.
Cool. Let's see what else. That's it, right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Legends Field Manual. I didn't even know
Oh,
that was a
man.
thing.
Dude, the Crusader models, the sisters are so cool. I was on TTS the other night. I loaded them in. I was like, why don't I have these? Like, these are so cool, man. Like,
I think I have
those
4
ones
of
that are
them
2
still.
models
Do you
and
really?
they're
I
just
need to
like
buy
the
little
video.
Storm Shield
Oh,
guys.
yeah, I'll just give them to you. They're sitting in my Infinity closet.
I definitely want them. They are
Yeah,
cool.
they are a great sculpt.
Yeah.
Today we learned that Chris is also a Black Templars player.
Yeah. Look, if you look at all my models, right, they're all like nuns, or they're like, warriors, or like they're like chapel guys, like Dark Death Knights.
Yeah, ready to play Diablo.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Let me tell you about Thermoldus, man.
Interesting slate though. It was definitely underwhelming.
It existed.
Yeah, it was. I was hoping for a little bit of like motivation. I think me and Cody were talking, like a little bit of like a slate change. Like, oh, cool, if I pivot and go. But now we're hobbying a lot.
Everyone has their lane and they get to stay in it, man.
Yeah. So I mean, at the same time, I'm kind of happy. I don't have to do a lot. I can just play the list again and play for teams, and I don't need to change anything, which is cool. Cody obviously doesn't need to change too much. Little slate.
There'll be a couple changes, small piddly ones here and there, but nothing too much. Able to just finish out hobbying the rest of the list, and that should be it.
Yeah,
and I will say, like, the meta is not going to shift too much, I don't think. So that is nice, just to say, like, although Necrons are still too good, probably.
Oh yeah,
there's not like this dramatic shift.
But like,
right,
we're gonna deal with it. Like, it's gonna be okay. Like one of us are gonna have.
It's not great. I'm not gonna pretend it is, but
no. But I had a decent game with them. It wasn't like the end of the world.
Especially in a teams event, 6 out of 8 players at minimum are gonna have great games.
Yeah.
And then there's that one guy who gets oopsied in pairings, right?
Yeah, that's basically. So, yeah. So what are you guys expecting for 11th edition? Anything fancy at all? Anything you're excited about?
Definitely
maybe
a
rumors.
Don't tell anyone though. I am not under NDA, but like, if that got out, that I knew about that.
Are you guys war gear? Yes or no? Are you guys?
I want it back.
You want it back?
I only got to play like a few games, like a month or two at the end of ninth, because when I started into this hobby, everyone was saying, "Hey, 10th edition is right around the corner. Just pick an army, hobby it up, get ready for 10th." But I was like,
Yeah.
I'm still going to learn some games and whatnot. And I like the idea of how I didn't like. I was researching how ninth edition worked for list building. I didn't like how it was limited to like you could take 3 elites, 6 battle line, like a
See.
couple vehicles. I didn't like that, but I did really like those war gear options
Mm.
where it's like if you want to take 10 meltas, then all right, your Krieg squad's now 150 points. Or like there's numerous times I came up to a list I really liked and it was 5 points over. I wish I could be like, all right, I'll just drop a random plasma rifle from some guy. Now my list is back to like 2,000 or something. I do like the war gear option. I like the customization of it. It's going to suck. It might have to usher in an era of magnetizing models again.
Dude, yeah, I was gonna say like 7th, 8th edition, 9th edition all had war gear, but man,
Yeah.
this edition not having to like worry about my Terminators have this loadout. Like it's like, oh, it's kind of
Yeah.
nice, honestly. And like I didn't magnetize much this edition.
Yeah.
My assault intercessor squad sergeant usually I magnetize his like Thunderhammer or his flamer gun or whatever, but I didn't. I
Yeah.
mean, it's mixed. I feel like people say yes war gear, some people say no war gear.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the options for sure, and like you said, Cody, it can definitely make list construction a little bit easier, especially since they took away the ability to just say, "Can I just take 9 guys instead of 10? I'll pay 13 less points."
Yep.
Like that'd be great. I get why they did it because it makes it easier to wholesale fix models.
Mhm.
Because doing plus or minus 1 point made it really hard to do that, right? Where you can do partial points by doing whole units. So that's great. And it's just easier to balance, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same with no war gear, just to say like the points are the points. And if they're good, it's because what they do is good or their data sheet ability is good. Like some units and some models, specifically with like Chaos Knights and other things, can like dramatically change their role based on which weapons they have. Not too many units have that, and I think they've sort of split a good middle ground generally with like the Dark Lance Scourges more expensive than the dudes with shard carbines,
Yeah.
So like in those situations, I think that works out fairly well. Although again, it would be nice for list building to be able to tweak something, especially with Chaos Knights. That was such a nightmare being like 375 or 140. Those are your points options. What if I only have 200 points left? Demons, I guess. Oh, what if your teammate wants demons? Oh, that sucks for me.
Yeah.
So like you can get to weird, like awkward break points that are smaller than that for other armies too. So war gear could bring that back, but like I know in years past it was like they would have those options and it'd be like chain fist, power fist, this thing.
Oh, dude, then you're
And you'd
gluing
be
on
like,
that. Yeah, you're gluing on chain fist and
I'm not
all
even
this.
talking about heavy. I always bought my army like for the meta that I was in.
Yeah.
But like it was just weird because they could never get the points right because it would be like, well, the chain fist is better than the power fist, but they're the same points. So you just always take the chain fist. And like the amount of times you said something like that, it was just strange. And again, it's nice to have options. And sometimes in certain metas, you could say you want to flip it or whatever. But like into a lot of profiles, you can just do the math and be like, except into 3-up T7 armor, this one's always the better choice. So why are they the same points?
Yep.
And if they're having so much trouble figuring out how many points freaking C-Tans have to be or Vitrix Guard have to be, I don't have high hopes for them to be able to exactly differentiate between Power Fist, Chain Sword, Chain Axe, whatever, that all do have slightly different profiles.
Right.
And then you go into similar things where it's like, you could do it the Scourge route and say with heavy weapons or with, not heavy weapons. And I think that's a nice compromise for like more units than just Scourges.
Yep.
Because like very few units actually have that for some reason, despite the fact that you can do a lot of different things with different weapons.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably a way that I would recommend it to them. Just to say like, this data sheet is not a different data sheet. Although I think Scourges can you take rule of 6 Scourges like because they're different data sheets? I guess you can, right?
Yeah, I think they have 5. I usually play a 5. I used to play with those.
Did you?
But
okay, I wasn't sure.
I don't know if you could have
That's
6
the only
at all.
weird thing is if like then rule 3 becomes like weirdly not real.
Yeah.
For certain setups.
The box. I do like that. The box was sold with this many. This is how many you get. It made it a little easier
Right.
But also, same time,
Yeah.
like, maybe if I had one more guy, it'd be kind of cool to have. Like
Yeah.
Custodes. Custodes does that, right? They have the 3.
Yeah, I would want modular squad sizes long before I would want
War gear.
modular war gear
Yeah.
building perspective.
Yeah.
But who knows? I haven't
Yeah.
heard much at all about 11th, so
Yeah,
I'll
I've
just be
actually.
surprised when it happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be surprised when it happens, honestly, and enjoy what I have left. And
Yeah.
I think honestly, 10th was a great addition. It was absolutely probably the best addition so far.
Yeah, after hearing
It's
Nightmares
been
and other
good. It's been
editions,
good
I
for a
didn't
lot of
play.
it.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
we had a little rough start, right? We had some wraith nights, and we had some issues.
Was that 10th edition? Oh my!
Yeah, dude, that was me. 2023, Cody, right? Went to Nova.
Yep.
Round 1, I
and then
played.
there was the Fortuned Avatar. That was a real thing
Yeah.
this edition.
Yeah, round 1 at Nova, played the Wraith Knight. Yeah. Almost got him though. It was like 64-75. That guy almost like shit his pants, literally. He's like, I'm like, dude, I play this army all the time.
I thought I was being so nice when that came out because on release, I was like, these Wraith Knights are clearly too good, right?
Oh, it's so bad.
But I really wanted to convert them up to be like Ents and like have like organic tree bits like all over the place. And so when they got their first nerf, I was like, sweet, I can finally put these together, take them to an RTT. It'll be a fun conversion, trees sticking out of everywhere. And I played against a Thousand Suns player who I don't know personally, but I know of enough to know that he was not doing this on purpose, but he made some egregious errors that made Thousand Suns way better than they were supposed to be in that game.
Yeah.
But you know what happened? I had 3 Wraith Knights.
And
then I still had the other half of my army, or whatever the points wound up being. And just the 3 Wraith Knights were just like literally just freaking
they lost
murdering
Blast,
Magnus, murdering the Vortex Beast. Like everything died.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're not nerfed enough. It's still too good by like a wide margin. I remember
Overall,
when they first came out, Anthony said you could double their points.
I still play them.
And they'd still be good.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's crazy. And it was like, oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it turned out doing.
Yeah. But that was good. But I just hope one thing I think everyone agrees with is no player plays terrain. That'll be the last thing to wrap up 11th. But yeah.
Wait, but bring back that psychic power where you could take a terrain piece and move it somewhere else with your opponent's models possibly on it and yours.
Blowing off walls.
That's the best of both worlds. No player plays, but player moves terrain.
Cody, wrap us up here.
Yep. Well, hit our hour mark. So yeah, another good podcast down. So like always, guys, thanks for everyone that stuck around for the whole hour, or if you're going to tune in after the fact and watch, appreciate it. Likewise, if you have any criticisms or suggestions, definitely shoot them over to me. We mainly just do this for fun and to hang out for an hour a week, but still want to make it enjoyable for everyone to listen to. And then thanks to our great sponsors, Kenny at Rogue State Games. You could check his website out, roguestate.gg. And also can't forget Noah at theroguetraders.com. Since then, we'll be back next Thursday, and we're just going to be focusing on getting ready for teams. You got a lot of games and practice coming up, and then we'll catch up with you guys next Thursday. Thanks for hanging out, everyone.
Take care, all. See you guys.
Adios.